have to go. I've got people coming for dinner.
Right, I'll see to it after school. See you.
No, thank you. Oh, William. Nothing but Williams.
Williams?
An old joke of Daddy's. Daddy always said a piece of paper demanding money is far too formal to be a bill. Bill is a jolly sort of word. These are Williams. I suppose I really should get out of the habit of telling Daddy's old jokes.
Dear Lady Dickinson, as an old girl, you must be as concerned as we are about the need to maintain standards in the face of ever-rising costs. Inflation, the difficulties facing parents at a time of recession. We have decided to enlist the help of Ravenscroft Manor old girls in a major fundraising campaign.
Very good. Pertinent. Yeah, pertinent. The theatre. I shall get Kate onto this. So, Shaw might be out of date, but what is the attitude today? I mean, doctors have their dilemmas today. God knows we've all had our noses rubbed in that one recently enough. What do you think? Oh, never mind. Listen, Kate, I want you to go out, get about, bring me contrasting views. Talk to a nice working-class GP and one of your Harley Street smoothies, yeah. Yeah, a bit of background. Good.
You're such a cliche sometimes, Joe. Do you know what your everyday working GP earns these days? They're not exactly struggling for a crust.
No, and they're not exactly driving around in Rolls Royces either, are they, eh? Besides, those smooth bastards and their pinstripes get right up my nose.
Kate O'Neill.
Hello, Kate. You busy?
Oh, Victor. Hi. No, it's all right. Hang on just a second. OK, Joe.
Hey?
I'll give it a whirl.
Oh, yeah. Great, yeah.
You till there, too?
Yeah, I just wondered if you'd had a letter from the school addressed to old girls.
No. You probably don't think I'm worth bothering with.
Well, I'm certainly not.
You, dear, have a handle to your name. Dear Lady Dickinson sounds very good. What are they after?
Well, money, basically.
They probably think you're loaded.
Sorry?
With money?
Oh, well, I'm not. It's all rather embarrassing, actually. If I don't reply, they'll think I just don't care.
Oh, do you?
Well, yes. I don't know.
You're a hellish bore, you know. Take up a lot of your time.
Yes, except at the moment, time is the one thing I'm not exactly short of. Can't cost that much.
So what's the mystery? What's it all about?
No mystery, I told you. I'm closing the gallery.
That's a bit sudden, innit? You never told me.
You haven't been around, have you?
No, well, I've been busy. Yeah, you coming back next term to the Poly?
I might be in America.
Still the businesswoman.
Yeah, well, keeps me busy.
Well, don't rush into it. You're a good teacher.
You don't need me anymore? What I mean is, I can't teach you anything more.
Are you okay then?
How do you mean?
Well, you know, with a recession and that, the cash flow, money problems.
No money problems. I missed you. No, really. I could have done with you last week. There was this dealer at a party I went to, banging on about the literary basis of contemporary art. You'd have sorted him out.
So everything's fine?
Yeah. Near enough. Look, I've got to do something about all this stuff, and one of them's yours.
I don't give a toss what you do with it. I mean, it was a giggle, but it's nothing to do with me now.
Sounds like the story of your life.
I don't get heavy with me, love. You only fancy the shape of me head.
So, what do you want me to do with it, then?
Well, feel free. I mean, you can't get possessive over a phony, can you?
Mummy, look, there's a Christmas card we sent over last year.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, but we're closed.
Avril? Victoria? I don't believe it. Come in.
Oh, I've got to be off anyway.
Oh, what are you doing here? I thought you was buried in Wiltshire.
Lots to catch up on, I'm afraid. This is Sophie.
Hello, Sophie.
How do you do? I recognised you. I've seen your picture.
Have you?
Mummy's bridesmaids, Avril and Kate. You lived in the same place before Mummy got married.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you see much of Kate?
No, well, London's a big place. You can't see everyone.
Really? No, I suppose not.
Sophie? You see that shop over there? They sell Italian ice cream, the best in London. You tell them Miss Pond sent you and you want a triple, right?
Oh, Sophie.
It's okay. We have an arrangement. Just say you're from the gallery. It's okay. You worried she'll be run over by a pedestrian?
She's not really used to London.
She's doing fine. Right. Sit down. Start at the beginning.
John, you've been my doctor for 10 years. Now, have I ever bothered you? Ah, yes. Yes, well, there was that. Yes, well, I'm bothering you again. No, I'm fine. No, I haven't got any more morning sickness. Look, I want your help with a piece I'm doing.
So, what you living on if death duty's gobbled everything up?
Oh, one manages, you know.
Look, I could let you have it.
No, it's all right, honestly. So, how's the gallery going?
Oh, fine. People thought it was a wheeze buying a mock Picasso or an impression of an impressionist. It was a bit of a giggle.
Was? But you're not closed permanently, surely? Just for repairs?
Well, might be structural. I don't know. My plans are a bit unsettled.
Well, now, as we established on your first visit, there is a lump, but
But?
there are lumps and lumps. No point in jumping to conclusions. The sensible thing is to have some tests. Have a closer look.
Have a closer look. I'm not having an operation, I told you. I've heard of women going in for exploratory operations and they wake up with a breast off or a leg gone. No thanks.
In the first place, no one's suggesting an operation yet. There are other ways. Though, you know, even if it were necessary, it needn't be the end of the world. Many women have operations.
Yeah. Look, I'm here for some tests, so let's get on with it, shall we?
There's a starman waiting down the drive. Ah, Kate. You doing anything tonight?
Why?
Well, this lot needs a bit of subbing. Wonder if you'd like to look through it.
Yes, all right.
Oh, thanks.
Good night.
Oh, good night.
See you tomorrow.
Good night. See ya. Actually, I just want to talk to you.
Well, what's the problem? Circulation or litigation?
Oh, give over. I haven't seen you for weeks. Actually, circulation is looking up a bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, well, what I mean is, I thought perhaps we might be able to dig up a bit of extra cash for you, you know, for the baby when it arrives, you know? A nanny.
Well, this all sounds very paternal.
Well, it's reasonable enough in the circumstances. After all, you're the one who didn't want to get married.
Am I?
Well, I made you an offer.
I never got the feeling it was one I couldn't refuse.
Kate, I don't want to lose you.
You haven't got me.
From the office.
Ah. Did it ever occur to you that I might not want to go on working? That I might like to try being a full-time mother for a change instead of trying to split myself in two?
Excuse me. Yeah? No! Listen, Kate, you know, I'll do whatever I can for you
You're
and
right.
the little chap.
We should talk.
Oh.
How about dinner?
Yeah, your place or mine?
Well, a restaurant would make a nice change.
Great. Great, I'll ring Moroni's.
Of course, I am supposed to be covering the first night at the National, but what the hell, life comes before art, doesn't it?
Yeah, first night, National, eh? Well, look, we could talk tomorrow. Well, go on, you don't want to be late, do you?
I saw Avril today.
I'm afraid she's not speaking to me. It's all a bit of a misunderstanding. When she opened phonies, I rang her up and wrote a piece about it. I thought it would be helpful.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, Joe got hold of it and rewrote it. Came out as a bit of a hatchet job.
Oh.
Fun time for filthy rich Philistines. That's what he called it. That was just for starters.
Well, couldn't you, do something?
No, I was out of town on another job. Oh, well. No use crying about it. Not all friendships stand the test of time.
No, I suppose not.
God, we'd better go in.
A couple of Lautrecs.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Fred's moved on since then into hard-edged abstraction, so he told me what I could do with them. But I thought you might like them.
Sorry?
I said I thought you might like them. How are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. I'll be glad when I can get a place of my own.
Yeah, it's not really you, is it?
There still seems to be a lot to sort out with the solicitors and people. I never realised that dying was, well, quite so legal.
How about if I cover up this damp patch?
All this business about putting one's affairs in order,
Yeah, well, I can understand putting it off.
Absolutely. Rather like planning your own departure. Of course, no one thinks they're actually going to, die, do they? Avril, I've seen Kate.
Oh, yeah?
It wasn't her fault.
Doesn't matter. I expect she was right.
No, but it wasn't her.
Well, I went off the idea of the gallery myself in the end. I expect it was a bit, what did they call it? Meretricious. Still, it was a betrayal. You don't do that to a friend, Victor.
No, but the article was rewritten, actually, by someone else.
Well, it doesn't matter now, anyway. You did at the time, but...
As Kate would say, life's too short.
I know how busy you are. Yes, my own doctor suggested that I got in touch with you. Well, the medical profession has been coming in for a good deal of flack lately, and I'm sorry, excuse me. Aeneas, get the door, I'm on the phone. And I thought that possibly you, as a leading... Exactly. Put your side of it, yes. Really? That's all right. Yes, fine. Well, to suit you, really. Thursday will be lovely. Hi, Victor. And what
Sophie?
time?
Sophie, are you ready?
Yeah, what a crappy score.
Sophie, don't ever let me hear you use that word again.
Bye.
Kate. Kate, I do think you ought to warn Aeneas to watch his language.
What?
Sophie is
But
picking
he
up the most...
wasn't an ace, Mummy. Everyone at school says things like that.
It's no good. It's no good. I've got to get her away from London.
Hang on.
Out all hours of the night, banging away on those frightful machines.
Who?
Children.
Lucky devils.
I don't want Sophie turning out like that.
Like Inez, you mean? Inez, take Sophie in the kitchen. Give her a glass of water, would you?
I don't want a glass.
do.
Victor, I don't quite know how to put this, but you've become a bloody snob.
Snob?
You always wear a bit of an anachronism. I used to think it was rather sweet, but it's not amusing anymore.
I only said...
You were blaming Inez for Sophie's swearing. It's all these years of living in the country. You've been overprotected. You've been living in cloud cuckoo land. It's about time you grew up and faced the world as it really is.
Yeah, I did the lot. Spent 5 years in Paris altogether.
It's all changed now, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, it has really. I read this book once about this fellow who fancied himself as a painter. So he grew his hair long and he got himself a smock and a studio and all the gear. Nothing happened. And he had a friend who had a business shoot and a act and a respectable haircut. And he was the one producing the real work. He was the artist, you see. He had something to say.
Well, what happened to the one with the smock?
I think he killed himself.
Sounds an awfully depressing book.
Yeah, it was really. I'm closing the gallery. I don't know. My art doesn't seem to be in it anymore. Here they come. I thought you was broke. Can you afford this sort of caper?
Not really, but she misses Snowball dreadfully.
You feel guilty?
Yes. Off you go and change, there's a good girl. London, awful. Don't know how you stand it. Filth everywhere, pop music blaring from shops, squalor.
You should see it round the Polly. When one of the kids there gets out a palette knife, you wonder what he's planning to do with it.
Are you, all right, Avril?
Well, it's probably nothing.
Sorry. Hello? Yes? Oh, when? No, I'm not busy. Oh, thank you. Bye.
Good news.
Work. A recording session. Oh, sorry, you were just about to tell me something.
Was I? Oh, can't remember what it was. Can't have been important.
OK, right. We'll just wait for playback. OK. Fine. Thanks, everybody. Who's for a swift half in the pub?
Half? No such thing.
Sorry, no. Sophie's with the neighbour. She can only have her until 6.
I thought Kate played mum for you after work.
Oh, absolutely. Except I'm rather in the doghouse with Kate at the moment, I'm afraid. I think I hurt her feelings.
You? Come on.
No, seriously. About Aeneas.
Oh, well, that's a very sensitive area. Anything you say to criticise him knocks her as a mum.
I know.
Did Kate say anything to you?
Say anything? Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah, I bet.
Sorry.
Will you stop apologizing all the time? Sorry. Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, this is a nice surprise.
Yes, well, term's nearly over. It's a sort of gesture of goodwill.
Oh, very thoughtful. I suppose in return, hamburgers?
Well, thank you.
I didn't expect you back so soon.
No, well, the others went skating.
Why didn't you go?
They forgot to ask me. Anyway, it's bad for you, isn't it, carrying heavy weights?
Oh, you're getting very protective.
I'm practicing to be an older brother.
Very funny.
Sophie, you can't go to school dressed like that.
Why not? Some of the girls wear earrings. And some of the boys.
Really? How very odd.
Kit wears an earring. He's not odd, is he?
I think perhaps we better start breakfast or you're going to be late for school.
I have an appointment with Mr. Mendy Banks.
My name's O'Neill. I have an interview with Mr. Banks.
Do you mean a consultation?
No, I mean an interview.
He has a patient with him at the moment. If you would wait, I'll make inquiries.
Thank you. Avril? What is it?
I'm all right. He says I'm all right.
Hey. Come on, come on.
Miss O'Neill, your interview.
It's not the interview.
I know the teacher said, Janet, will you read the next verse, please? And this girl opens her mouth and blew a huge pink bubble.
Sorry?
Bubble.
Bubble?
Bubble gum, you know.
Oh, yes. Sophie, do you mind? Have some toast. Would you like that?
No, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I promised Kit I'd study this music before he arrives. I'm supposed to be having good ideas. Oh, darling, thank you.
It doesn't look quite right. I did use the hot tap.
It's lovely.
Olive branch.
Kate.
I was going to send a singing telegram. I thought that was a bit over the top. I'm sorry, Victor. This is ridiculous pregnancy business. I've been yelling at everybody.
No, you're quite right. I deserved it. Oh, heavens, come in. Standing round's frightfully bad for you.
I'm blaming it all on hormones. Let's face it, I was bloody rude.
No, it was me that was wrong. It was unforgivable of me to blame Aeneas like that. I say, Kate, could you shut the door? Is Aeneas lurking out there?
No, it's just Avril chatting up the taxi driver.
Hello. Avril, what are you doing with all those? Well, I'm going to celebrate, aren't I? I reckon it was the worst week of my life. Why didn't you say something? I don't know. Not the sort of thing you talk about, I suppose. Hello, Avril, how you doing? Well, I've got this bit of trouble. Could be terminal. Well, guaranteed to make you the life and soul.
So you were going to creep away like a sick cat?
Well, better than making a public spectacle of yourself.
Actually, having a cry is good for you.
I've only cried once since I was 16. 16?
We ran a piece last week. The Superstar Way to Keep Healthy. That guy who plays Hamlet, I can never remember his name. He said that having a good cry really relaxes him, releases all the tensions.
Yeah? Oh. Well, I kept busy instead. Tidied things up a bit. Got the builders in to put a bathroom in for Mum and Dad.
Your mother always said they didn't need a bathroom.
Yeah, well, I wore her down, didn't I? You'll be glad of the comfort when you're geriatric, I said. What you really needed, I suppose, was a good old-fashioned shoulder. You know, to do your therapeutic crying on. Mr. Wright. No such thing. Isn't there? Oh, well, you was lucky. Maybe I expect too much.
Hasn't there ever been anybody, you know?
Oh, well, sort of. But you wouldn't have reckoned to have his shoulder used for crying on. Still, that's while it lasted.
Oh, great.
Your instant banqueting service.
Oh.
Right, kids, into the kitchen for the decanter.
Sophie, do be careful. Don't burn yourself.
Don't drop anything on the floor, Aeneas. Oh, what I really object to about being a parent is the way you're always worrying about what they're going to do in other people's houses.
Yes, and their socks.
School dinners.
And the traffic.
There never seems to be any time to think about oneself. I forget I exist for days on end. I'd like just a little time to think about me now and again. After all, I am the most interesting person I know.
Really? Oh, I'm not. The most interesting person I know, I mean. Sophie, shouldn't you be in bed?
But it's Saturday tomorrow.
Well, I don't know what we're doing anyway.
Yeah, us too. Come on, Annette.
Come on, Sophie, off to bed. Will you say good night?
Oh, sorry. Good night, everyone. Good night, Aeneas.
Good night, Sophie. Good night, Sophie.
Good night, Soph. Kit, I think Sophie'd like to say good night properly.
Come on, Annette.
Oh, thanks for the Chinese, Kit.
Think nothing of it.
Right. Give us a ring then, Victor.
I will.
Nurse, come on. Bye, Victor.
Bye.
Bye-bye, love. Come on, Inez.
Wonderful to see Kate and Avril getting on so well. And Avril being, well. You know, I think Kate's right about not having time to think about oneself, as it were. Yes. Goodness, it is late. Thank you.
Well,
No, sorry, it's too early.
you just said it was late.
Yes, I know. I meant it's too soon.
Yes. And it's too soon to start pushing Sophie at the first substitute dad you can find.
I'm not.
It's not fair on her. Or on me, right?
Is that what I've been doing? Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to apologize. Sorry. Oh.
Look, is Mr. Burnett there?
Kate.
Oh, God, is it 1 o'clock already? I won't be a second. Yes, I will. Hold on. Thank you. Listen, Victor, I've had the most wonderful idea for you, for the school. School? For the fundraising, the letter, you know, I'll tell... yes, I am holding on. Yes, I'm still here. I just need a quick word. Yes, I will hold. Came to me in the bath. Fine. Thank you so much. Look, you better go on. Pub next door. Order for me, would you, steak and kidney, and I'll tell you all about it. What? What do you mean, have I finished? I haven't started.
What's wrong with Goddard?
Hello, Herbie. He's very angry with me, I'm afraid.
Well, what did you do? Criticise Hogarth?
I told him I'm planning to sell off some of the phonies as part of a fundraising day. A friend of mine's trying to help out our old school.
And so?
I nearly hit him. He was so superior. Boarding school, he said. Old girls' network. You'll be into house parties and bloody grouse shooting next. Called me a traitor to my class.
Oh, Kenneth doesn't know the first thing about the class war.
There's a new girl. Marxist. He's become very politicised all of a sudden. I tried to tell him I was just helping out an old friend. But he didn't seem to find it convincing.
Well, of course he didn't. When you're his age, and when you're talented, especially when you're talented, it can all seem very easy. And you don't think you need anyone. So of course he didn't understand that. But it's not your fault. It's only later you realize that talent can be a pretty bleak companion on a winter's evening.
Try telling that to him.
Now, I, on the other hand,
I don't think I can settle for companionship, Herbie.
yes, I know that. Fancy a drink?
Sophie to come here, don't you?
I'd like to get her out of London.
Yes, but why here? Still, if it keeps you happy. What's stopping you? The money?
No, I think I can afford it when the lawyers are finished. It's just that, well, Pip never wanted Sophie to go away to school, you see. And anyway, people put their children's names down here practically at birth. She'd never get in now.
You know, what frightens me is the thought that everybody in this world is somebody's child. I mean, imagine giving birth to Hitler, Stalin, Genghis Khan, Terry Wogan.
Our gym was the dining hall. We never had time to set out the equipment, so all we ever did was keep fit exercises.
I think over there.
Hello, lovely.
Hey! See, I've lost none of the old skills.
There's a frightful girl with plaits. What was her name?
Oh, God. Camilla. She used to run down the pitch wielding her stick like an axe.
The beds in the sand were always full after a match in which she played.
Sand?
Hospital wing, dear.
Oh, we never had one of those. All we had was a first aid box in the passage outside the headmaster's room. And if you was actually bleeding to death, you went and rang the bell next to it and he came out and gave you a bit of sticking plaster.
I'm not sure I should have done that.
Remember, the success of the afternoon depends largely upon you.
Testing, testing.
I look to all the prefects to be on their top form.
God damn it, what's the matter with it?
All right, everyone, to your places.
Oh, they can't be arriving already.
Sorry they're late.
They'll go like hot cakes. Thanks.
Well, thank you for the article in the orchestra. Very helpful with the threatened subsidy cuts.
I didn't think you'd be bringing them yourself, personally.
I'm en route to a concert. You did sound pretty desperate on the phone.
Yes, well, once an actress. Seriously, we were a bit worried at first because nobody seemed to want to help.
Try this time.
Testing, testing.
Oh, there's Miss Edgecombe. Pity that audition of hers went wrong. Well, she really is a very good musician.
With an old fart like Sir Frederick, I'm surprised anyone gets through an audition.
I wish you could help her. She's been having a tough time.
Well,
Sorry.
as it happens, Hello again.
Hello, Mr. Griffiths.
I'll go and put these on show.
Miss Edgecombe, I imagine you're pretty busy. I mean, you probably have other plans. This may not suit you, but some friends of mine who run a summer school have been rather left in the lurch. I wonder, would you be interested in doing some teaching over 2 months in the summer?
Roll up. I say, roll up. Camilla! Freddie, you came.
Well, it seemed such a good cause.
Oh. Tar.
Thank you. A very gratifying response. A most successful afternoon. I can't thank you enough, Lady Dickinson.
Well, it was all Kate's idea.
Thank you too, Miss O'Neill.
Well, Avril's art show was the hit of the day in terms of money raising. She made masses.
Most kind, Miss...
Pond.
Miss Pond. Especially as you have no connection with the school.
I have a connection with these two.
Of course. I don't think you've seen our Gainsborough. It was donated by an old girl some years ago. It's the lake beyond what are now our playing fields. I believe it was specially painted by Gainsborough for the then owner.
Must be worth a fortune.
Quite. You express no opinion, Miss Pond? Perhaps you find contemporary work more interesting than Gainsborough.
No, but this ain't a Gainsborough.
I'm sorry.
Style of Gainsborough. After Gainsborough. It ain't kosher.
I think we may take it to be kosher, as you called it, since we were offered £250,000 for it a few years ago.
Not by an expert, I'll bet.
By a charming Saudi Arabian gentleman who wanted a memento of his daughter's stay with us. We said no, of course.
Really? You should have taken the money and run.
I hardly think...
Look, I am an expert in these things. It's a lovely piece of work. Excellent. But it's a phony.
I simply don't accept your verdict.
Avril, are you absolutely sure?
Yeah. Well, I could come on strong with words like pigmentation and brushstrokes and varnishing techniques, but I don't have to. I'll keep it simple. You see that pavilion on the right? I was out there looking at it this afternoon. I noticed it had the date it was built carved above the doorway. It was put up 10 years after Gainsborough died.
Do forgive me.
Sorry.
Ah, Lady Ulster, Sir George, do come in. I can't thank you enough for your splendid support this afternoon. Will you have a sherry?
Thank you.
I must tell you that your daughter has really distinguished herself this term. Ah, Sir George, I see you're admiring our Gainsborough. Magnificent, is it not?
It is indeed.
Have you made any definite plans?
Well, obviously I've got to get rid of the gallery.
Yes, you don't want to hang around there.
It's a bit like leaving home all over again. It's funny, really. The last step's the difficult one.
You managed the first time.
Yeah. Well, must have been tougher then. I don't know.
Will you go on teaching?
Yeah, I think so. I like the kids. I might even go back to painting again, for real.
At least you won't have to worry about the smock and the beret this time.
I've got a weird sort of itch to do a portrait of Mum and Dad. They're so plain, the pair of them. Those bony old faces, knobbly as a pair of potato eaters. And that tatty old army berry of his, it's almost too big for him now. He's sort of shrunk.
You could paint your mum in the new bath.
Make it glamorous. Bubble bath.
Oh, yeah. I just picture it. What's this then? Detergent? Ugh.
What's your pal Andy Griffith coming up with that idea?
I know, it is an absolute godsend. 6 weeks in Italy, sunshine, music, a beach for Sophie, bliss.
Victor, your luck's turned.
He said that most serious musicians don't want to be out of London all summer. He hoped it wasn't too inconvenient for me. I said I could reorganise my timetable to, you know, fit in.
Did you have a word with the Gorgon about getting Sophie on the waiting list?
Oh, yeah, Victor, I hope I didn't put my foot in it. Over the Gainsborough.
Well, actually, I'm rather glad you did. I'd quite forgotten how much I hated the place. Of course, in those days, I always thought it was my fault.
Never.
But, you know, I think I had the right idea all along.
Hello? Yes, hello? Yes, it is me. What's the matter? Hey, hang on, where are you? What? Stay where you are.
Kate! Hey, Kate! Oh, thank God I found you. Listen, I've got a train to catch. I never thought you'd get in on time.
Miracles do happen, even on British Rail.
Fantastic.
Where are you going?
There's this bloke in Banbury. Big brewing outfit. Anyway, he wants to offer us an advertising contract. Really something, eh?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Hey, look, I'll give you the schedule. That's why I was trying to catch you. I was going to do it on the train. That stupid bird in the office cocked it up again. Anyway, perhaps you can take care of it, eh? Must go. Right. Bye. Hey, by the way, how are you?
I'm just about to call the ambulance. Huh? Only joking, I'm fine.
No, I mean, seriously, though, are you, all right?
As always.
Hey, I'll be home late tomorrow afternoon. Will you wait for me?
Oh, God. Overtime.
I reckon he'll be sending messages into the labour room.
You can jest. I know of one famous Fleet Street lady who actually dictated her column between contractions. Thanks very much.
I'll be back, Miss Inez, and come and stay with us while you're having this problem.
Get a horrible pair of booties from Mum.
What are you going to do?
Well, there are several possibilities. I could donate my body to medical science. Or I could await the new arrival with my usual unwarranted optimism. Something will turn up.
Sophie! Hello, Mummy. Surprise!
Yes?
It was my idea. I decided to meet Mummy's train, but I got lost, so...
She phoned me.
They came and got me, and we're here.
Thank you, Inez. We'll talk about this later.
Well, I'm getting a cab. Anyone want a lift?
No,
Oh, let's take the tube, Mummy, please. It's easy. I know the way now.
Looks as though we're going to take the tube.
Come on, Inez. There's a train in a minute. See you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Avril.